side pieces
check
do
to
you have
see
in
if
mind?
that side door is open.
It probably is because I opened it to bring some stuff.
Oh, good, because it's a fire rule. We have to, this can't be locked.
I didn't lock it behind me. So.
I love it. And the other
It's
thing,
okay.
the other thing I do is put these down
Give it
so they
enough
don't
time.
fall on somebody.
Josh and Kelly
Excellent idea.
at the
There we
hospital.
go.
Yeah.
Now it's all good.
I swear to God, their friend looks just like you. His name I can never remember. Comes with them every week. So I was like, oh, you can't get that. You should sit closer.
Well, this one had a table, which I thought was
Oh,
nice
table.
because that made a little.
Drink, yeah.
Yeah, you know.
Hello.
So you're a little older than me, so yeah. Yeah, by then you were discouraged. Wednesday night. Yeah, Wednesday night, 11:35. Sorry, 7:30. Still singing old songs. It's really strange. John Williams, his first actual foray, I would say, soundtrack. There's a body of work. What a composer. Oh yeah, 95 or whatever it is.
I'm not sure. I've heard her produce one, and it wasn't exactly Einstein.
It looks on here.
Raiders of the Lost Ark.
That sounds about. Yeah, that was amazing. Yeah, I heard it on her voice.
Yeah, I grew up in Harry Potter. I grew up again with Harry Potter because my stepdaughter was in the book. He started that.
Hey Tom. Hey Ken, how are you doing? Great. How about yourself? So good to see you. I'm doing well. Sure. Ken and Celia in the front row. How can I not be doing fabulous? How's your summer been so far? Good. Good. Getting moving. I'm making progress on my next album. Oh, good. I'm also making progress on storytelling. Oh, fabulous. And yeah. So, you know, I'm still hoping to make it down to hear you when you do one of your presentations there on Alberta. I just live so far away. I live in the center. It's hard to get in and out of town. Yeah. But,
And how's your summer been, Bill?
it's been really good, actually. I had a fabulous concert in Cannon Beach a couple of weeks back.
Nice.
Over 300 people there.
Oh, wow.
In City Park. For myself and Donnie and Doug Smith. So he does they do a concert with me every year there. And it was really, last year we had a lot of people, but this year was just unbelievable.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's great.
It was really wonderful.
Really gratifying.
Really good.
Affirming, yeah?
Yeah. And it sounded great, and I was real happy. Real happy.
That's an important part, too.
Well, that's an important part. Lord knows I've been known to forget a word or two along the way. So, at least in my old age, I never used to forget anything when I was younger, but you know how it goes.
Actually, I used to forget when I was younger, and somebody teased me about it once.
Huh.
And so I developed a system of memorizing and going over all my songs, 150 of them.
She's so funny.
Well,
She clearly
still, I think. Yeah.
Well, that's the ticket. That is the ticket. You know, I used to just feel like I've been doing this for so long, for a living. 60 years been doing it for a living. That I could just get up there.
Your repertoire is probably way bigger than mine.
Well, it's a big repertoire, but to just get up there, I always felt like you just get up there and dash off those songs. All those songs that I've written and played hundreds of times.
case anymore. I really do have to take some serious rehearsal time. Even thinking about the songs I was going to do today, I wanted to sit down and run through them all.
Well, good for you.
I find that essential these days.
Oh, my.
But the best thing is that we can still do it.
I see some of these high school, I still substitute.
Oh, you do?
High school musicians, and I say, man, it will, even if you don't go into music, maybe even especially if you don't go into music, it will inform and uplift your whole life.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. It's been such a rich life because, well, for my life, it's 150 years.
Cabernet, a Syrah, a Pinot Noir, and a red blend.
Yeah, I'm delighted to be here too. It looks like a great lineup this year, Ken. For the Folk Society.
David,
David.
Ken will be up on stage with you.
No, I know Ken. And I know you too. Here I was just talking about not forgetting things and look what happened. I first met Ken when he came to see me on the Bound for Glory radio show in Ithaca, New York.
That's where I met you.
Is that right?
I'm Ken's ex-wife.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
It was probably about 1988 or 89.
Let's see, when did I'm an Air Force officer. So everything is by when did I get transferred there? So it was 88.
88,
Yeah. So we were there from 88 to 90.
And that show is still going.
Is it really?
Bound for Glory. Yep.
How wonderful.
Still going. Taking the name from the old Woody Guthrie.
Oh, so wonderful. Yeah. That was a great couple of years there. We loved that. Yeah.
We're going to introduce the show really quick.
You bet.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Artichoke Community Music. Tonight we are welcoming Ken Gaines and friends, including Anne-Marie, Louise, Anne-Louise, I'm sorry, Anne-Louise, Dan, Gillette, and Tom May. We got a very intimate evening tonight. Small house, but we're going to keep it fun. Sometimes these small shows can be really nice. You get the artist to yourself. Is anyone here for the first time tonight? Nice, welcome. And welcome back everyone returning. We are a nonprofit community music organization. We've been around since the 70s. And because we're a nonprofit, we rely on a lot of community support. The main thing that we are trying to promote is to get people to our shows. So we've got a newsletter, sign up. All we need is an email. If you could sign up for that, we would love it. We also have a birthday party for my main man, Kyle, tomorrow night. Thank you. Kyle is a steward of our shop and a true statesman. He's a great harmonica player, and it's going to be wild and weird in all the best ways. So if you're free tomorrow night at 7 p.m., it's only $7.50. Cheap fun. Come on down. We've got restrooms in the music shop if you need them, so we can keep this one closed during the show. And let's keep those phones turned on silent and enjoy the show. Welcome to the stage, Ken Gaines and friends. All of our staff are volunteers tonight at the venue, so please give them a round of applause. Phil at the bar, Steve at the door, Gary on sound, and Ben on video. Thank you so much. Thanks, Tom.
Look at he's got the boobs down. Look, he was right there in that corner. He's done that before. And he's younger than I am.
We tried to do that.
Everybody's younger than you, buddy.
Everybody's younger than us.
Yeah, I know.
Everybody's younger than us.
All right, how's everyone doing?
Excellent.
I see familiar faces out there, even in the dark.
I'm not used to looking at you like that in the dark, David. So, you know. Plug in. So this is a show that's in the round. And Tom, you want to start us off? Since we kind of run down the line here. How many of you have never heard Tom May before? Never. Okay, that doesn't. Okay, well, you're in for a real treat. We go back to what, 1987?
Your ex-wife told me it was 1988.
88. Okay, 1988. If that's what she says, then she's right. So.
In Ithaca, New York, on the Bound for Glory show, Phil Shapiro.
Phil Shapiro, what a guy.
What a guy, I'll tell you, really something. Wonderful program that lasted forever. I finished up right here on this stage last summer, my radio program, which was on National Public Radio for 40 years. Did the last one right here on this stage. 40 years. Well, I'm a creature of the West, been playing around the West for a living since longer than 40 years. I won't say a number, but it's been a long time. Always been fascinated by the West, by the myth of the West. And I picked some songs to play tonight that I don't play very often, that I do solo occasionally, and this is one of those. I was staying in Cody, Wyoming, visiting my old friend Bobby Bridger there out at Yellowstone Park and doing a couple of gigs for him. And I stayed at the Irma Hotel in Cody, Wyoming, and I wrote this song for those times, thinking about Bill Cody, the most famous man in the world back then, for better or for worse. He was quite a character, and this is a song wondering what he would think about if he were in the West today and could see what has happened to it since his time. It's called Ride 'em Bill. The sandals of Nebraska are lonely tonight. Cattlemen and fences rusting through the changing years. I wonder if Bill Cody came upon this very place, would he recognize the West today if he suddenly appeared in North Platte, Nebraska? Cody, Wyoming, Sheridan, hard by the bighorns you loved. A buckskin blur with beaded gloves and a silver saddle. Buffalo Bill marked the end of a West that never was. But ride 'em Bill, ride until the Rockies turn to dust. How did you feel when you first crossed the Great Divide, scouting for an army that would change the land you loved, where the Yellowstone River still runs free, wild and untamed? Did you marvel at the mountains high and the million stars above North Platte, Nebraska? Cody, Wyoming, Sheridan, hard by the bighorns you loved. A buckskin blur with beaded gloves and a silver saddle. Buffalo Bill marked the end of a West that never was. But ride 'em Bill, ride until the Rockies turn to dust. From the cities of the East to the toast of London town, the Wild West show wrote the life you loved and wrote it round. Duke Alexis, Chief Plentycoo, and Custer were your friends, but today they're only footnotes in the bookstores of the towns of North Platte, Nebraska. Cody, Wyoming, Sheridan, hard by the bighorns you loved. A buckskin blur with beaded gloves and a silver saddle. Buffalo Bill marked the end of a West that never was. But ride 'em Bill, ride until the Rockies turn to dust. Now there's skiing in the Rockies, traffic in Yellowstone Park. The Platte is dammed from Casper to the wide Nebraska plain. But there's still some space and beauty in the land you knew so well. The buffalo are returning, and the wind, it still blows the same in North Platte, Nebraska. Cody, Wyoming, Sheridan, hard by the bighorns you loved. A buckskin blur with beaded gloves and a silver saddle. Buffalo Bill marked the end of a West that never was. But ride 'em Bill, ride until the Rockies turn to dust. Buffalo Bill's riding still. Take me with you. Saddle up. Ride 'em Bill.
Ride 'em Bill. in the key of E, Dan. That's all the hints he gets. I'm just here for comic relief. Taking Bob's part. You gotta get a little messy. You got the most out of life. Whether making love or cooking up a barbecue. Lick your lips. Liquors too. Get the most out of life, you gotta get it all over you. Gotta go outside, break a sweat, walk barefoot, get your feet wet. Smell the rain and the bacon and the coffee brewing. Gotta stub your toes, skin your knees, lose your way, lose your keys. Taste your tears and the tears of your loved ones too. Gotta get a little messy, get the most out of life. Whether making love or cooking up a barbecue. Lick your fingers, go on, lick hers too. Get the most out of life, you gotta get it all over you. Gotta fall in love more than once. Bust your ass more than twice. Gotta find a good friend or two or three or four. Gotta hook a fine bass, 5 or 6 pounds or more. Then you give it a kiss, throw it back in the water. Take a picture if you can to let the world know that you caught her. Then sit on the bank, sip a beer. Thank you, lucky stars, you're still here. Don't forget to brush off your muddy butt before you get back into your truck. Man, that's messy. Go fishing one more time. Gotta fall in love more than once. Bust your ass more than twice. Gotta lose a good friend or 2 or 3 or 4. Gotta miss that big old bass 14 pounds or more. Gotta get a little messy, get the most out of life. Whether making love or cooking up a barbecue. Lick your lips, woo-hoo-hoo. Get the most out of life, you gotta get it all over you. Yeah, get the most out of life, just get it all over you. Get the most out of life, you gotta get it all over you. Thank you very much. Comic relief, that's what I'm good for. By the way, the next time Tom and I got together was at the Kerrville Festival a few years later, and he mentioned Bobby Bridger. Bobby Bridger wrote the theme song for the festival. It's "Heal in the Wisdom" that we have sung many, many, many times at the end of it. So
Bobby's still down there in Houston, still hanging in there.
I'm glad. I'll have to reach out, see if he's communicating.
He is communicating these days. And I always say, Bobby, it's better that you're hanging out in Houston than me.
I'll say the same damn thing. And now we would like to bring up Anne-Louise.
Thank you, darlings. Ken, when you were singing that, because I know a lot of those words, I was really, really, really having a hard time not singing with you.
Sing with me. Go for it.
Go. I didn't really know if you wanted another singer, but anyway.
Next time.
Hi, guys. I am singing you songs like Tom that I don't often sing out. I write a lot of my music on the piano, and that's why I don't always sing it out, because there's not always pianos. But this song, In Just One Day, was a challenge to write a song about everything that happens in a day. So I was really struggling, and then one day, all of these things happened to us, and honestly, we were down on the coast, Bob and I, my husband, he's right there, and we were driving home, and he was snoring away, and I wrote this song. You were snoring away, and I wrote this song.
Accompanying.
In just one day, in just one day, blessings wrap round us. In just one day, beauty astounding, joy arising, love surrounding. In just one day, still waters calling us down to the river, caressed by soft colors, gray, green, and purple, trees bending toward us, cows walking homewards, calves in their footsteps. In just one day, in just one day, in just one day, blessings wrap round us. In just one day, beauty astounding, joy arising, love surrounding. In just one day, standing on sand, the waves endlessly crashing, sweet lips of my lover press softly on mine, salt spray in our faces, exuberant laughter, tender embraces. In just one day. Children's sweet voices together we're singing, parents, grandparents, neighbors and friends, we're singing the songs with words so compelling, the sounds of our future. In just one day, in just one day, in just one day, blessings wrap round us. In just one day, beauty astounding, joy arising, love surrounding. In just one day.
Anne-Louise, Sterry.
Thank you.
Being in the middle here, I get to scoot around all the time.
That's why I have this particular stool here.
Yes, yeah, I understand.
Well, that was beautiful.
Thank you.
Yeah, just lovely, gorgeous. Well, I write a lot of songs about history, and I write a lot of songs about romance, and I write a lot of songs about wine, but this is the first, the first category. Ever since I was a kid, I was very interested in the Civil War, and I thought, how am I ever going to write a song that encompasses a pivotal time in the Civil War? The common wisdom is that Gettysburg was the turning point, but a lot of people, including myself, feel that it was actually Antietam, because without a kind of victory at Antietam, Lincoln didn't feel he could issue the Emancipation Proclamation, which changed the whole tenor of the Civil War at that time in 1862. The Battle of Antietam took place on September 17th of 1862, and that's what this song is about. And oftentimes, I wrote this song right about the 160th anniversary, thinking about the divided country we live in now. So that's reflected in this song, and hopefully with a with a hopeful ending to it. It's called September 1862. Johnny, my Johnny, now what's that sound I hear? See the rows of the ragged men marching northward with no fear. 50 miles from Washington, see the glint on their polished steel. I hope that they don't spot us before we finish our breakfast meal. It's warm here close to Sharpsburg, but summer's almost done. Perhaps we will be spared if this battle can be won. We crush them again at Bull Run and Shenandoah in the east. If we rout them this far north, perhaps they just might sue for peace. So come on, boys, build up that fire. The nights are chilly now. Forget your homes and your sweethearts far away. Break the coffee beans with a rifle butts. Add some turnips to the stew. We're camped beside Antietam Creek at September 1862. Burnside moves so slowly, McClellan's even worse. Even knowing Robert Lee's plans, these generals are a curse. To the brave men dressed in blue who outnumber the rebels 2-1, who will die in bloody lanes before this battlefield is won. McClellan lacks resolve, but Lee has resolve to spare. So much so that he leaves but one way for us to escape and get out of there. The two great armies blunder till they meet on that gruesome day. If the rebels somehow triumph, France and Britain might join the fray. So come on, boys, build up that fire. The nights are chilly now. Forget your homes and your sweethearts far away. Break the coffee beans with a rifle butts. Add some turnips to the stew. We're camped beside Antietam Creek at September 1862. Stonewall Jackson takes Harper's Ferry, then joins Longstreet in the field. Gallant men fall to many balls and cavalry swords of tempered steel. The carnage of the shrapnel from the cannon's relentless fire makes countless women widows dressed in funeral attire. Advantage gained and lost until the bridges finally fall to the overwhelming force of the Union till no ground is gained at all. The order for retreat is heard in Lee's reluctant voice. Atop his gray mare, traveler he could see he has no choice. So come on, boys, build up that fire. The nights are chilly now. Forget your homes and your sweethearts far away. Break the coffee beans with a rifle butts. Add some turnips to the stew. We're camped beside Antietam Creek at September 1862. No day in our short history has cost so many brave men's lives, giving grudgingly on both sides so that the nation could survive, so that Lincoln could proclaim the sin of slavery was at an end, with a prayer to our better angels that we could unite again. Now 160 years have passed, the country is restless still. Hear the echoes of Jim Crow, feel the ghost of Emmett Till. Across the land, folks have voted again out of ignorance and fear against that battle cry of freedom they no longer seem to hear. So come on, boys, build up that fire. The nights are chilly now. Forget your homes and your sweethearts far away. Break the coffee beans with a rifle butts. Add some turnips to the stew. We're camped beside Antietam Creek in September 1862. So come on, boys, build up that fire. The nights are chilly now. Forget your homes and your sweethearts far away. Break the coffee beans with a rifle butts. Add some turnips to the stew. We're camped beside Antietam Creek in September 1862.
Once again, Tom May.
Like how it was unresolved.
Unfortunately, that seems to be the case.
So we are in the, I'm playing C chording in the key of D. All right. Good. So Tom writes about subjects like, you know, that we all want to hear about, like history in the West. And I write about frivolous things like fishing and getting messy. And somebody's got to do it, okay? I have found my space, especially with these in the rounds that I've done for many, many, many years. I've got a space, man. What?
Do you even fish?
I do fish.
Okay.
We'll talk.
We'll talk. And you're talking like me.
And I used to do this. I like to stroll in slow. Like to come on cool. I like to filter through the crowd. Then saunter to the back room where they're playing that game of pool. Sipping tonic and gin. I make myself at home. Then I spend a little time checking the place out, making my presence known. Well, then I choose my cue with a casual grace, although there's not a straight one in the whole damn place. A chocolate with a flourish, as delicate as lace, then break 'em with a lightning bolt from outer space. You know it's poo. Now people will have their passions, some hidden and some display. Mud wrestling, high fashion, fine art of peekaboo arcades. Me, I save quarters in the dead of the night to pay for my addiction, incurable affliction called pool. Oh, you know it's so damn cruel. Take it, Dan.
Yeah, Dan. Yeah, Dan.
Dan Gillette.
Yeah, Dan. Woo!
Right now it may sound funny, but it's part of my plan to have myself buried with a cue in my hand. And when I meet St. Peter and there's no pool around, I tell him, see you later, Gator, 'cause I'm headed downtown to play pool. Ooh, my mama didn't raise no fool. Just got to find me a place to play pool. 'Cause when I'm feeling right, my concentration in line, man, I could call those combinations, bank 'em in the corners, and get my shape most every time. I like to shoot real tight, like to take my time. I like to make that white ball dance around the table like Baryshnikov in his prime. Well, no, I'm no fast Eddie, but down deep in my soul, I'm fascinated by the way those little balls roll. There are few things in life that are just plain cool. Out of 7, 6 of them are playing pool. You know it's cool. 6 of them are playing pool. Oh, you know it's so damn cool. 6 of them are playing pool. Oh, who's that over there in the corner? Minnesota Fats. Come on, fat man, let's shoot pool. Yes, The Hustler is one of my favorite movies. Thanks, Dan.
I love it that you put Baryshnikov in there.
Yeah.
Not many people know Baryshnikov. I mean, I don't know. You guys remember Baryshnikov? I loved him. Oh my God, when he jumped, I just, my heart fluttered.
It does what?
And wait, who was the one before him? Is Nureyev. Nureyev. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Serious.
Yeah. Rudy.
So I'm actually from northern New Jersey, and by the way, I just want to tell you that the song I just played before, "In Just One Day," Dan never heard that song before. And when we got here and I played it for him, he said, "No, I don't think I'm gonna play that with you. I
Then
don't."
I forgot.
And it was so beautiful what you did. Now I never want to play without you.
Oh, thank you.
All right, you're welcome. Oh, thank you. You're welcome. All right, so I'm really from northern New Jersey, and my family's Italian on both sides, like Stanley Tucci says in his show, Italian Both Sides. And so we listened to Perry Como and Dean, you know, all those guys, and Dean Martin and Pat Boone and the Lawrence Welk Show. But Perry Como had a show that he had a weekly show for a while, and at Christmas he would bring his kids on, and there were 5 kids in our family, and my father always sang with us, and we wanted to be on that show so badly. We never did achieve that. But you wanted to be on that show too. See, I know, Perry Como.
But I love Perry Como.
You what?
I love Perry Como.
I know, I love him. So I thought just recently I'm gonna write a Perry Como song. Cause you remember that song like "Catch a falling star and put it in your pocket, never let it fade away." So I thought I'd write a Perry Como song, an Anne-Louise Perry song, and this is called.
B flat, right?
No, it's in C. This is it right here. There's no chord. It's in C. You played this one.
Yes.
So I wrote this song called Under the Stars. Here, under the stars. Wait, we'll start that again. Here we go. Sometimes it happens, you know? I'm happy if I can remember the words. Which I have in front of me, by the way. Here, under the stars, under the moon, shining on you, crooning that tune like in the old days. Oh, holding your hand, wishes and dreams, drifting on by like the clouds in the sky, like in the old days. You'll never know when you might need some of that starlight to wrap him in blankets of magic and hold him at midnight. Here, under the stars, a fool in a dream, reflections of hearts and their schemes of dark like in the old way. Okay, Dan, go for it. Under the stars, under the moon, shining on love, whispering that tune like in the old days. You'll never know when you might need some of that starlight to wrap him in blankets of magic and hold him at midnight. grinding on low, whispering that tune like in the old ways, under the stars, under the stars, under the stars.
Anne-Louise Sterry.
Thanks, Ken. That's the one I wanted you to learn. Okay.
One of these days.
All right, one of these days. Okay, good.
You got that recorded anywhere?
Yes, I do.
Okay, cool. Send it to
I
me.
do. Okay. Anywhere, he says. Anywhere. Okay.
Lovely. Just lovely. My turn?
Your
Okay.
turn. Once again. How quickly it comes back around,
It
huh?
does. It does. It comes back around very quickly. I started my career in Toronto when I was 19 years old. I quit school, college, and moved up there. I had a chance to do some musical adventures up there, and that's all I've ever done for a living, is write and play music. And it's just been so very fortunate and so enriching in so many ways. And the people you meet along the way, not just the people who listen to you, but the people you meet in the various venues make it as interesting as it is. This is a song about a guy who used to come in and hear all of us play in Toronto at that time. His name was Jonesy. He wasn't a singer or a guitar player. He had been a magician his whole life, pulling rabbits out of hats. He told great stories, talked about working with Houdini, Blackstone, and all the other great magicians of his time. And this is a song for him, thinking about what it must be like for him at the end of his journey. And he was probably younger than I am now. So it's kind of sobering. But it's a song for a fellow by the name of Jonesy, and a song about being grateful for having the opportunity to do what you do for as long as you can, and also being a little bit regretful that it goes by so fast. I was playing in another bar somewhere along the strip, like so many other bars I've known, playing jukebox favorites so the crowd could dig my trip, picking out a few songs of my own. When an old man called me from the stage, he was sitting there alone. Any fool could see that he was broke. He says, "My name is Jonesy, I sure do like your licks." And I thanked him with a bottle and a smoke. Play it again, for old time's sake. The crowd is ringing in my ears. Play it again, for old time's sake. Let me forget about the years. He says, "I'm a magician, I've traveled with the best. There isn't much my fingers wouldn't do, with Blackstone and Houdini and so many of the rest. And if you like, I'll show you one or two." Then he pulled a deck of cards from his Salvation Army coat, like he must have done so many other times, though his fingers shook with age and took the edge off of his act. He pulled it off for me this one last time, and he said, "Play it again, for old time's sake. The crowd is ringing in my ears. Play it again, for old time's sake. Let me forget about the years." Then all at once, I realized how lonesome he must be. The final curtain fallen on his show, and I almost cried from knowing there was no more rabbits left in that hat, no place of importance left to go. 30 years from now, I hope you've taught your children well to look inside the hearts of other men. When an old man plays a tune for them from a time he knew so well. Buy me a drink, I'll be off again. Play it again, Tom. For old time's sake, the crowd is ringing in my ears. Play it again. For old time's sake, let me forget about the years. Play it again. For old time's sake, the crowd is ringing in my ears. Play it again. For old time's sake, let me forget about the years.
Play it again, Tom.
I like G. That's a good key.
Yes, I used to watch the Perry Como show, and God, I wanted to be Nat King Cole.
Yeah. Yeah, see?
And his show only lasted 2 years, with the backing of people like Johnny Mercer and Capitol Records folks, stuff like that. But he couldn't find a major sponsor. So that show went by the wayside. Meanwhile, Nat King Cole, man. But it's people like that that inspired me as a young guy, and I learned, a young kid. I learned "Dream On, Little Baby, Dream On," and Perry Como's hits. Remember his last big hit?
What was it?
It was a Don McLean song, "And I Love You So."
Are you going to sing it for us?
Huh?
You gonna
No,
sing?
I'm not going to do that.
Oh,
Not going to do
okay.
it.
That'd be nice, Ken. I like
I
it.
haven't messed with that song in a long time. I'm just thinking too much right
Yeah,
now. So
yeah.
this is why I do my best thinking. So,
Not in the bathroom?
so the influences I got from all of those, basically my parents and even my grandparents' music of their time, of their youth, their prime, stuck with me and allowed me to be able to write a song like this. I think in the middle of the song, I'm going to stick a song that was written by 3 of my heroes, too. So, let's see. But we're in the key of G here, Dan. You've heard this song before.
Sure.
Yeah. I'll do it again, Dan. Yeah, it might have been the night, might have been the moon, might have been the sight of other lovers in the room, might have been my imagination, but didn't we just fall in love? Could have been a sigh, could have been a song, could have been the wine to help the mood along. Could have been the combination. Didn't we just fall in love? Unless it's just some little thing I miss. Best guess it must have been the first time we kissed with so much sweet temptation. Fall in love, and I should have seen it coming, should have smelled perfume, should have heard the hum and the bees around the bloom, should have known that old sensation. Didn't we just fall in love? Do it a little bit more, Dan. Ready for that song?
Yeah.
Cigarette holder, which wakes me. over her shoulders. She digs me out, cattin' that satin doll.
Yeah.
Baby, shall we go out skipping? Careful, amigo, you're slipping. Speaks Latin, that satin doll. She's nobody's fool, so I'm playing it cool as can be. I'll give it a whirl, but I ain't for no girl catching me. Skipperoonie telephone number, well, you know, doing my rumba with you know, and that my satin doll. Anybody know who wrote that?
Johnny Mercer.
Ellington was right in the middle of it, just like so many other Ellington songs. It was started by his protege, Billy Strayhorn. And then they got Johnny Mercer to write the lyrics.
Yeah. Dan, cool. Oh, Dan, go.
Let's hear it for Dan Gillette.
Yeah.
Back to my song. Unless it's just some little thing I miss. Best guess it must have been the first time we kissed, with so much sweet temptation to fall in love. I should have seen it coming, should have smelled perfume, should have heard the hum and of bees around the bloom, should have known that old sensation. Didn't we just fall in love? Didn't we just fall in love? Didn't we just fall in love?
Oh, yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. So good. Oh my gosh. So of course, Ken, I want you to sing Unforgettable. Nat King Cole, sing Unforgettable. Oh my gosh.
That's
And-
who you are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All those songs. And then of course, Fred Astaire, all the Fred Astaire song. I mean, this is all what I grew up on as well. And Broadway show tunes, because we lived across the George Washington Bridge from New York City. And my mother wanted us to be cultured, so she took us to all the Broadway shows. So we saw everything like My Fair Lady, Oklahoma, King and I, all of that stuff in New York when we were kids. And in fact, I wanted to be a Broadway star, but it was not to be, because Italian girls don't get sent to learn that kind of stuff. So anyway, but that Broadway influence is in a lot of my stuff. So this song, it's called If I Had Loved You More, and I had seen a movie called The White Something or Other. It wasn't, it will come to me. It wasn't it was like a B movie, but it was all like all the good guys were in white and the bad guys were in black, and the the love interest had beautiful long hair, and it was in New York City back in like the 20s, and they went upstate to New York on the lakes where it was frozen, and she died in the freezing ice. So I thought, I came home from that movie and I was like, dang it, I'm going to write the saddest song I know how to write. So I did. And this song, by the way, was a finalist in the John Lennon Songwriting Contest in 2025. Yep. Not that it got me anything except excited, but it's pretty exciting. I was pretty proud of myself. If I had loved you more, hadn't played the game, If I had been more sure I'm the one to blame. Love was in your eyes, poured on my soul like rain. Why did I turn away? What did I hope to gain? If I had one more chance, would I find the words, letting go of fear? Let my heart be heard. If I had one more chance, would I find the words, letting go of fear? Let my heart be heard. The house is cold and still. My hair has turned to gray. Yet when I close my eyes, I dream that you had stayed. If I had loved you more, if I had loved you more, if I had loved you, if I had loved you more. Thank you.
Let's do another round.
I hope you're all crying. That was my goal.
That was just beautiful.
Thank you.
Just gorgeous. Well, we're very comfortable here at Artichoke. I first played at Artichoke, a concert at Artichoke, 36 years ago next month.
Oh my goodness.
At the old Hawthorne location. Kate and Steve have been friends forever, and gosh, it was just wonderful to walk into that room in the back of Artichoke in those days. And it was just a very, very special time in my life as well. This particular song was written in the 1990s. I was driving past a big Colorado fire, and it had killed actually 12 young firefighters, the Storm King Mountain Fire. So we're all very comfortable here this evening, and we're surrounded by this wonderful temperature and this beautiful music, but a whole lot of people in our part of the world are suffering, not only from their homes being destroyed, but people who work relentlessly out in the woods, 12, 14, 16-hour shifts, and are just miserable and being treated miserably by the people who pay them and who are trying to destroy as much of our forests as possible. So this is a song for all the people who are working for us, and a song that was inspired by that fire at Storm King Mountain in 1994. It's a song of mine called Trial by Fire. From the gates of the Rockies to Yellowstone Park to the mountain they call the Storm King, there are crosses and canyons carved from its stone, scars from the fires caused by lightning. The heat and the smoke cause cause their own weather. The wind makes the power lines sing. The animals run through the rocks and the brush, sounding their own kind of warning. So here's to the lost souls who carry the shovels from the Cascade Red Cedar to Dakota Sage Briar. May we all be as brave as those young men and women when we face our own trial by fire. From Prineville, Missoula, Boise they came, as tough as an old leather boot, bringing the skills, the strength of the young, and an 80-pound pack full of tools. They jump from the sky, run up a hillside, even too steep for a rough logging road, with the wood dry as tinder on the hot summer nights, just waiting for a spark to explode. So here's to the lost souls who carry the shovels from the Cascade Red Cedar to Dakota Sage Briar. May we all be as brave as those young men and women when we face our own trial by fire. The inferno was crowning as the wind made a shift, moving sharply again to the west. The barometer dropped, the wind speed increased, the fire raced uphill to the crest of the rise. No trail, no backfire could reverse its direction. It climbed faster than anyone could, leaving behind the ashes of youth and a lesson still misunderstood. So here's to the lost souls who carry the shovels from the Cascade Red Cedar to Dakota Sage Briar. May we all be as brave as those young men and women when we face our own trial by fire. Now each of us chooses to make what we will of this hillside we find ourselves on. Do we start down or climb to the height of the ridge to face squarely what we have or have not done? But in 1949, at the gates of the Rockies, to the 94 fire on Storm King, White crosses a test to the courage of those who selflessly risked everything. So here's to the lost souls who carry the shovels from the Cascade Red Cedar to Dakota Sage Briar. May we all be as brave as those young men and women when we face our own trial by fire. So here's to the lost souls who carry the shovels from the Cascade Red Cedar to Dakota Sage Briar. May we all be as brave as those young men and women when we face our own trial by fire.
How may?
G again.
Yep.
He doesn't
So,
need it.
officially, I am here representing the Portland Folk Music Society. How many of you are aware of Portland Folk Music Society? Well, those of you who are not, you're about to be made aware of the Portland Folk Music Society. This is a society, it's actually 50 years old. It's been around here. And David's been here the whole time for the, no.
David.
But actually, you're the one who really introduced me to the society. Anyway, we have a monthly concert series starting in September, and we just happen to have, for all of you and 6 of your best friends, brochures out there for those the concert series, okay? And also, we've got little stickers for the 50th anniversary. Take them with you. Take them home. Spread the word. That's what happens, okay?
And it's a great season coming up this next year. They always have a great lineup. This year is no exception. I'm looking forward to going to some of the concerts. It's really a wonderful, wonderful organization. It's not only about music, it's about friendship and about socialization and about caring about the same kind of values that this kind of music espouses. So it's a really great organization. I'm so tickled, Ken, that you kind of are combining the folk society and artichoke music. You know, it's something that I always hoped was going to happen. So thank you so much.
My pleasure.
Yes.
Yeah, building community, and that's it. And part of what I've been doing these once every couple of months here at Artichoke, and not only bringing people like Tom in and people who play regularly here at Artichoke, but folks who are part of other communities. We've got the Portland Hostel Cafe here on Monday nights, which is where all three of us met. We've got the Songwriter Soiree. We've had those people.
Oh my God,
all these different musical communities that really are just a part of this huge, glorious community that we have here in the greater Portland area. So please check it out. If you have any questions, ask me. If I don't have the answer, I'll make one up. So, one of our old friends, actually before I met you, was a guy by the name of Bill Staines.
Oh my God.
Bill did one of his last concerts at my house.
Yep,
Oh my
you
God.
told me that. Yep.
It's really, Bill was a dear old friend, and gosh, he played for the Folk Society in Portland so many times, and he was just a dear soul friend for a long, long time.
I know, buddy. Yeah.
What are you going to play?
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna play a song I wrote about Bill. After one of our conversations. Now, I can't play it like Bill because he played a right-handed guitar upside down, left-handed. So I'm not even going to try to do that. But we were just talking about songwriting one time, and I said, I've been working on this idea here, and it's a standard form, but I'm going to write it about you, Bill. And then I was lucky enough to be able to sing it for him a couple of years later at the Kerrville Festival. You greet the morning with a smile. Squint your eyes against the sun. Could have stuck around a while. That old engine needs to run. Last night the songs rang out so true. You wish the night would never end. Today you'll travel somewhere new. Tomorrow sing them all again. You're a dry land sailor tossed on this ocean. You've taken a notion to roam. Dry land sailor lost in the motion of making this ocean your home. A sailor on dry land, out on a rolling river road. Ready smile and a steady hand. A hungry heart and a heavy load. Born underneath a wandering star. Borne along by a restless wind. No wondering why, no guess how far. No thoughts of where the journey ends. You're a dry land sailor tossed on this ocean. You've taken a notion to roam. Dry land sailor lost in the motion of making this ocean your home. Panorama of the road unfold before your wondering eyes. The farmer's fields all plowed and sowed. The little towns, the western sky. The mountain snows, the southern coast. The flood of spring, the turn of fall. ask you which you favor most. Tell the truth, you love them all. You're a dry land sailor tossed on this ocean. You've taken a notion to roam. Dry land sailor lost in the motion of making this ocean your home. Dry land sailor tossed on this ocean. You've taken a notion to roam. Dry land sailor lost in the motion of making this ocean your home. Welcome home. Dan Gillette.
Yeah. Nice.
And I don't know how many miles you ever had on your vehicles, but Bill was the champ.
Bill was unbelievable, and the old many iterations of the cars that he had, and he would, he called his albums the first million miles, the second million miles, and he wasn't kidding.
He wasn't kidding.
He wasn't kidding. He was. The funny thing about Bill, I mean, he'd drive from New Hampshire to Texas to the Northwest, and he wrote so many songs that are just part of the folk music canon. And gosh, Bill and I shared a lot of stages together, and he was just a wonderful soul. And he played for the Portland Folk Society many, many times over the years, and it just. I was so happy that I was able to get him out one more time to play at my house after the pandemic, and then he didn't have much longer after that. But Gary Furlow, who's doing sound tonight, thanks, Gary, for your fabulous job. Gary came out to my house and recorded that Bill Staines concert for my radio show, which was one of the last shows Bill ever did. And it was just, some of the songs on there were never recorded, so I'll have to turn you on to some of those.
Yeah, fill us in. So we're going to do one more song. Anne-Louise is going to do one more song, and then we're going to give you folks a break. And how many wine drinkers are out there? Red wine drinkers. Okay. I have bad news for you.
You had the last.
Oh, no.
No.
This is the last Shiraz.
Oh, man, Ken. Oh.
Okay.
All right.
I'll shut up.
Shut up. All right. So here's the thing about all these old guys. I must have been too young for Bill Staines. I don't know. But it just reminds me of what you're talking about with the Folklore Society and Artichoke. So we've been like part of Artichoke in loads of ways since they were in their other place over on Hawthorne, like years when Kate and Steve were the owners and then Richard and Jim were. And it's just like, so sometimes I think if we could everybody just like sing a song to each other every day, sing a song to our kids every day. If everybody in the whole world had that experience, it would just change the world. Anyway, I just think about that sometimes. If everybody could have this experience. So right now I'm going to play a song. So this is a song, Broadway. We're going back to Broadway. This was a challenge. Write lyrics to a song you know. And of course, people are writing all these country songs and folk songs. And of course, I am writing to I've Grown Accustomed to Her Face. Some of you may know this Lerner and Lowe from My Fair Lady, right? Oh yeah, right. So I wrote I've Grown Accustomed to My Place. And here's how it goes. We're going to try to do it, Dan and I. In F. It's in the key of F.
Yes, which I counted wrong.
Should we do...
No,
all right. Are we good? All right, here we go. All right, F. We were struggling to find a key that I could sing and play, and that he could play. No, he can play anything. Sorry, here we go. No more chat. I've grown accustomed to my place. One tiny room plus a bath. I've grown accustomed to the sounds of the man who lives below. His snores, his moans, his coughs, his groans. I hear them through the the heating vent, almost as if they were my own. All these years of living in this space I don't regret. I feel that our lives are joined together, though we've never met. I hear him on the stairs, I hear him in the hall, I hear him in my place. I've grown accustomed to my place, one tiny room plus a bath. I've grown accustomed to the sound of the high heels up above, the swish of her broom, her piano out of tune. I hear them through the heating vents, almost as if they were my own. All these years of living in the space below the girl, I feel she is my daughter as I've heard her life unfurl. I've grown accustomed to the sound. I hear her on the stairs. I hear her in my space. Okay. I've sat by this window in my chair for many years, life flowing and surrounding me with laughter and with tears. I've grown accustomed to this life, accustomed to this chair, accustomed to my space.
Beautiful.
Thank you. Thank you.
Anne-Louise.
Thank you. So then, after I wrote this, I was like, well, what is the story? Like, I started it as a funny song, you know, and then it ended up for me to be really a little more thoughtful. And then I thought, what is the life of this person who lives in this chair between the ups and the downs and can't go anywhere? So then I wrote a story called The Second Floor, which about the life of this person. So maybe one day, I don't know, you'll get to hear it somewhere. But anyway.
We'll be waiting with bated breath.
Well, of course you will, my darling. Oh, thanks again. Okay. Thanks, guys.
Thank you. Take a break.
Okay.
Get something to sip on, but not a Shiraz.
Dan, that was great. That was so good. And Dan, yes, Dan, my darling Dan. That was so good, baby.
I'm a huge devotee of Irish traditional music, even though that's not what I do. But I've already got my tickets for Alton in October.
Oh, wow.
And I bought tickets for my band to see them in the front row too. And I know Murray, the fiddle player. So you must have heard them before.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
But now,
I'm going to hear him here at the Alberta Rose, and I'm going to drive to Enterprise the next day to hear him again. For me, it's like seeing the Beatles in 1965. I just enjoy them so very much.
I'm ready.
Frank, with her husband Frank, great A flute player. But yeah, I'm always so happy when I see them coming back. I love Dervish too. But I just my love affair with Alton.
Great.
Well,
It's, I don't know, see from where you'll see you guys up there.
I do what they're
Wonderful, great
planned
voice.
there.
right. I know.
That's where I want.
You know what? It's good to be able to still
And
do
that
Oh, yeah.
style
Fingers hurt.
is,
Yeah.
But my voice does.
No, you sound.
is growing.
I know.
It's amazing. I've met 21-year-old kids that are young adults who just stuff with the big grandparents saying,
Very popular in Donegal, where she's from. Donegal scene is very popular. A lot of people are really into it. It's fantastic. Let me just walk back here. I just got to walk around a little bit.
Really appreciate you guys.
I had a radio show for 40 years. Oh, 40 years. On National Public Radio.
Oh, fun.
River City Folk, and I recorded a lot of it here at Artsville.
Okay, cool. I know there's a folk radio segment on the community radio locally, so
No, River City Folk is the name of my program. It's on forever. All over the country. From Alaska to Boston to Florida and all these places. But I recorded many of them here at Artsville over the years.
very cool, very cool. Yeah, I'm loving it. It's great music.
Well, thank you so much. We're having a good time.
Yeah.
Appreciate you all being here. Are you a player yourself?
I play like video type of stuff. So I love it. It's kind of see some live music. And there's not a lot of it out here. So
Well, there's more here than there is a lot of these.
yeah. But I grew up with my sister. She's out in Tennessee. She does folk music stuff. So she got me into it. Kind of picked it up. I got into classical guitar. That was a little bit too hard, so I kind of told her to
I did classical guitar for a while in college.
Yeah.
The short time I was in college, it wasn't very fun.
Yeah.
But it wasn't any fun.
It's
Compared to writing songs and playing bars and concerts and playing a whole life, that was fun.
yeah. That's what I found. It's like I did it. It's probably the most rewarding because I practice 2-3 hours a day, and they're really good. But it was always more fun to kind of sit down and write music and just play with friends.
It's been an interesting life. I've got 14 hours now. I wrote 2 books. It's been an interesting life.
Yeah. You from Portland?
No, I'm originally from Nebraska.
Nebraska?
I lived in Toronto for years.
In Canada?
In Canada, I played in Fort Lakewood in Toronto.
Oh, okay.
There, I lived in Boston for years and but I've been out here for a while. I was always touring, and you had to really be traveling to make a living in music.
Right, yeah.
When I saw Portland, I thought, I'm gonna wind up there. And I did.
Yeah. It's a lovely city.
But thank you both for coming out. Very appreciated.
Yeah.
I'm figuring.
Yeah. So I support the TV series, The Chosen. And one of the ways to do that is to buy their merch, to buy the merchandise. And so I love wearing T-shirts, and I've worn out all of my T-shirts. Well, they sell these really great quality T-shirts. So I'm like, I buy their long sleeve shirts, their short sleeve shirts, and they're all different kinds. But I love them. So one of the guys in church says, "Let's say bingo, Jesus," because it's a Catholic church. And I was like, there's not even Jesus anywhere in bingo, B-I-N-G. I said, you have to like reinvent the game. He goes, well, I didn't understand it. And I said, whatever. I said, do you not binge TV shows? He goes, no, I don't binge anything. I said, well, then you just don't get it. You know. But the whole idea is to binge watch the show. You know.
The
Chosen. It's a TV series. It's on Prime or YouTube. It's about the followers of Christ. You know, and hence The Chosen. It's the Israelites, the chosen people. It's about his chosen followers. Jesus is obviously in the show, but it's not. It's about and it's like they call him the authentic.
I know, I got too many things. I'm looking for one thing, and see, I don't know where to put the guitar.
It's kind of
Is that all right?
to know everybody.
But I'm thinking, yes, I do. Are you kidding?
Yeah, it's like what do you
Good.
call those? A history that's not really history.
What you got coming up next?
I will.
History or
Let's go here and go to,
Yeah, so I'm doing the lights thing again, but I have so many new people doing it this year. I wasn't able to get you in this time around.
Don't worry about it.
But yeah, I'm going to do it one more time, I think. It's going to come up on his birthday,
And the cinematography
November 17th.
is so
Okay.
phenomenal.
Happy Alberta Rose.
Okay. Okay.
oh, no.
Trying to picture my calendar.
No.
It's in the middle of the week. It's not a weekend.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Good.
There's a lot of like real history.
Bill Stain was one of the first songs that taught myself by ear when I was like
Really?
12.
Wow.
And I
Wow.
Oh, no.
Oh, guys, children got a place in the choir?
No.
That was Bill
River.
Staines?
River, yeah. We all play that one.
History got all that anyhow.
Well, Bill was a good pal of mine, and gosh,
Oh, Wi-Fi
we
went
did
off.
so many shows together. First one we ever did together was in New Hampshire, and then we played together in Massachusetts, and of course,
You're hanging in his home territory.
he used to come out and do a house concert at my house every year back in Nebraska. And he did my television show. That television show is still up there. I had a television show for,
Regular or just like special?
no, I did 32 episodes of a television show for the Americana Cable Network, which was shown around the country in 94, 95, 96. And Bill did one of those. It's one of my favorite ones, actually. River City Folk was the name of the radio show and
Yeah.
the television show.
I was looking yesterday at all the. I'm gonna play a lot of the recordings.
Okay.
All right, let's
Yeah?
get it going.
Oh, yeah. Let's get it going? Oh, God.
You bet.
Okay. Well,
How many of you don't know who we are by now? Okay, but you know, that's part of my job. I'm the host here, and I want you to know who we are up here.
White hair,
Yes.
less hair, young hair,
young hair.
really nice hair. On the
Thank
head.
you. Yes, right. I should be in the middle of you, too, like a pearl between two thorns.
That's better than a pearl between swine.
Oh, that may be true too.
You are.
I'll have you know I'm an Arctic blonde.
You are the youngest.
Take it away, Tom.
Okay. You know, I can't decide what to do. I'll do a song I've never recorded. I've got 14 albums out there, and I've written 2 books. One was commissioned by a New York publishing company about the music business, and the other one's just a memoir, a lot of funny stories about doing this forever. But this is a song about my parents. And I came from a totally non-musical background. Totally non-musical. My father was abandoned as a young kid and kicked around the United States. My mother was born in a sod house on the western Nebraska prairie and raised in a boxcar because her father was a gandy dancer on the Burlington Railroad. So I wrote this song for them because my father would have died without the skill of becoming a telegraph operator. So it was the telegraph that saved his life. So it's a song called The Words Upon the Wire. And for those of you who don't know what a telegraph key is or Morse code is long before we had these little gadgets in our pockets. It was the primary way to communicate, and the first time that a message could travel faster than a horse could gallop or a boat could go downriver. So this is a song for my parents, in particular for my father. It's called The Words Upon the Wire. A song I very rarely play, and I'm looking forward to playing it. A Gandy dancer is a track worker, and the Gandy shovel was the primary implement that they used. So they went ahead and they put the shovel under the track and levered up the track to put the ballast underneath them, the ties and the gravel. Yeah, they had to have it be level or the train would not travel accurately across the tracks. So anyway, it was a tough life though, and my parents had no music around, and they couldn't understand why anybody would do music in any way, shape, or form, but it was always within me, and somehow I came out of that Nebraska background and just went on to make it my career, and it's taken me all over the world, and I'll be forever grateful, not only to the music, which I am forever grateful for, but also to my parents. I never had to worry about a roof over my head or a meal, and that's not something either one of them could ever take for granted in their lives. So this is a song called The Words Upon the Wire. My father was abandoned, cast out upon the sea of grass. He had to learn to find a way to feed himself and forget the past. He learned to play the Morse code key like a fiddler's farewell tune. Met the gamblers and the railroad bums in the smoky office rooms. Now the Creighton brothers came from Ireland, not a penny to their name. Converts to their adopted land where a man could stake a claim. A century before my father, they felt the winds of change. Took a chance upon a crazy scheme. The world would never be the same. My father worked the Morse code key from Georgia to Wyoming. In small towns finally tied to a country ever growing. From a railroad station, ships at sea, the sentences spread like fire. There's nothing changed the world so much as the words upon the wire. The words upon the wire. So the Creighton brothers laid the first telegraph line west from Omaha, Nebraska, all the way to San Francisco, put the Pony Express out of business, and the rest of the communication between us in this country is history. But that was really the first breakthrough. The Creighton brothers were from Ireland, and it was a crazy scheme, and it did work out. My father met my mother, and thank God for that. He met a bride from Nebraska. She came from a humble place, born in a little sod house, raised on the open spaces. Together they would forge their life in the days of the Model T. A telegraph operator, he traveled endlessly. Now the telegraph tied the country together, along with the Civil War. Creosote poles like sentinels marching in line from shore to shore, all the way to California. Creighton strung the first long lines from Omaha to Frisco and the Nevada silver mines. My father worked the Morse code key from Georgia to Wyoming. In small towns finally tied to a country ever growing. From a railroad station, ships at sea, the sentences spread like fire. There's nothing changed the world so much as the words upon the wire. The words upon the wire. My father worked the Morse code key from Georgia to Wyoming. Small towns finally tied to a country ever growing. From a railroad station, ships at sea, the sentences spread like fire. There's nothing changed the world so much as the words upon the wire. The words upon the wire.
stuff, Tom. F sharp minor. I've really been fascinated. I wrote my first song when I was in 3rd grade. Actually, it was Ike's version from Sweet Betsy from Pike. But the first time I heard Sweet Betsy from Pike was from my 1-year older cousin, Rodney. And he sang me the song. And I said, wow, that's cool. Where'd you hear that? He says, I wrote it. And I thought, well, damn, if Rodney could write a song, I could write a song. Anyway, I've been fumbling through it ever since. And part of the beauty of the way I look at it is to never bore myself as a songwriter. And hopefully, in the process, never bore my audience. So I like to expand in things. And I'm fortunate in that I've been able to develop a voice with some flexibility to it. Theater background, yep. And sometimes I'll call someone from a weird number, or they'll call me and I'll say, hi there, this is Jim Nolan. And I stole Ken Gaines' phone and I'm having fun with it. So I have fun with all these voices that have been inside my head, and some of them in my body. And this song right here started to be about a cool pop I took away from my little brother when we were kids. And he was 5, I was 8. He's still sending me pictures of cool pops. I could show you on my phone today. He's still sending me pictures of cool pops. Okay. And I own up to it. Best damn cool pop I ever had in my life. But that's what it started to be about. And yet, somewhere around trying to write a 3rd verse or whatever, this guy took over. And I let him, and it just totally changed the song. Totally different. I'll leave it right there. Here come old Razzmatazz. He don't like nothing but jazz. Always saying things like, yeah, crazy. He snap his finger bones. He play air slide trombone. Eyes deep and dark and hazy. He's Razzmatazz. They call him Razzmatazz. The only name he has is dressed real sweet. And if it don't swing, he don't sing, 'cause I gotta have a beat. Ooh, wow, Razzmatazz. Now you picture Raz walking down the street with sunglasses going, slim by his wing on a Joseph way, boom shaka-laka-laka, boom-a-dum, boom, boom, bow, wow. That rhymes with wow, wow, and that rhymes with how. Here come old Razzmatazz. He don't like nothing but jazz. Girlfriend's name is Bebop, a Loopop, a Daisy. He go his way alone, ain't got no telephone. Always saying things like, yeah, crazy. Razzmatazz, they call him Razzmatazz. The only name he has, he got big feet. Yeah, if it don't swing, don't mean a thing. Gotta have a boom, 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 Razzmatazz. Take it down. call him Razzmatazz. He hails from Alcatraz. He don't eat meat. It rhymes. And if it don't swing, it don't ring a ding, ding a ding. Gotta have a gotta have a boom chicka boom a chicka razzmatazz. Gotta have a doo whack a doo whack a doo whack a doo. Raz walk around saying cool things like, hey man, life is like a cool pop. You remember your first cool pop? Man, I do. Patty Tate gave it to me. I was over visiting the Tate sisters. There was Patty with a big old blue one in her hand. I said, what's that, Patty? She says, that's a cool pop, Kenny. I said, can I have one? She says, sure, Kenny. Little sister Donna gave that little sister laugh because little sisters know things. She reached in that freezer, pulled out a big old rev and put it in my little hands. I had no idea what to do with that thing. But luckily my little sharp teeth cut through that plastic husk. Got my first taste. Oh yeah. I ripped that top off and took myself a proper bite. Then I took myself another proper bite and then another bite. Another bite, another bite. Man, I could not get enough of that cool pop. But finally, just like all cool pops, all that was left in my little hands was that plastic husk. Just a little bit of juice down there in the bottom. Could have saved it, put it back in the freezer, but that ain't what life nor cool pop's about. Turn that sucker upside down and then there I was finally with that empty plastic husk in my hands. Big old red smile on my face. My tongue was red. Yeah, that was fine. Oh, that was cool pop. And it gotta have a beat. Yeah. Crazy. Goes out to the memory of Ken Nordine. If you don't know who he was, look him up.
Oh my God, you were talking about your first song. So I didn't know I've performed for children for 35 years in all kinds of places, schools all over the world and festivals and libraries, and I didn't know I was writing songs. Do I need to be closer to this? I didn't know I was writing songs because I was singing with like preschoolers and kindergarten. So I was writing songs like this is one of my very popular songs for the daycare set. In this school, we pee in the potty. It was requested all the time. First verse, in this school, we pee in the potty. Second verse, in this school, we poop in the potty. And every time I went there, they wanted me to sing that song. And then, but I didn't know they were real songs, but they were. And then I wrote a song about underwear. Underwear, 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 underwear. You recognize that melody over there? Anyway, but I was writing those songs anyway, and I didn't know I was a songwriter. But now I'm going to sing you a song about love. I've been singing you a lot about love. And I'm going to ask my beautiful assistant to stand over here in the corner and kind of sing with me. Is that me? That's you, my beautiful assistant. This is the true story.
He is beautiful.
Beautiful. This is the true story of love. It's okay, Gary, he doesn't need a microphone because he's just going to look gorgeous or something. So this is the story of our love. Coming home from a wedding on a sticky August day. Thinking I would never marry, 'cause that's the old-fashioned way. But there he was in the Chevy, sitting with my sister, waiting to take me home. Hadn't seen him for a year, and back then it wasn't clear that our paths would cross in just this certain way. Then he put his arms around me just to say hello, and suddenly his lips were stuck on mine, 'cause he used a lot of chapstick in those days. And he still does, 52 years later, like being hit from behind by a Chevy 69. I was rear-ended by love. I was rear-ended while undefended, oh, I collided with love. my parents right down Highway 95 to show them the sights of my hometown. And my mother said, you better take care of that man who came from 3,000 miles away. So I did. Like being hit from behind by a Chevy 69. I was rear-ended by love. I was rear-ended while undefended. Oh, I collided with love. There's gonna be a solo part for you, Dan, but just not right yet. Oh, we spent 3 weeks together, mostly at my parents', but then there were those 3 nights alone. He told me he was leaving, he was just my summer romance, but honey, baby, I knew he was wrong, 'cause he hadn't heard the song. Like being hit from behind by a Chevy 69, he was rear-ended by love. He was rear-ended while undefended. Oh, he collided with love. Take it away somewhere, Dan. Dan's never heard this song before, by the way. So yay, Dan. Yay, Dan. We spent 3 weeks together, mostly at my parents', but then there were those 3 nights alone. I told me he was leaving, he was just my summer romance, but honey, baby, I knew he was wrong, and I was right, and I'm still right. Like being hit from behind by a Chevy 69, he was rear-ended by love. He was rear-ended while undefended. Oh, he collided with love. Now I won't tell you all the details about our love affair, but if you want to know them, just call me on the phone, 503-720-6172. But now it's 52 years later, we got 3 kids, 4 grandkids, and our love still motors along. Like being hit from behind by a Chevy 69, we were rear-ended by love. We were rear-ended while undefended. We were rear-ended and life blended. We were rear-ended and upended when we collided with love.
Anne-Louise and Bob Sterry.
A tender love song indeed.
You got it.
Well, this is probably the last song I'll do. This is a song that's kind of a theme song of mine. I've got a couple of new ones I was going to play, but didn't get to it tonight. But I'll be back here at Artichoke for my annual concert with Doug Smith. The second Saturday in January, we do this birthdays concert. Doug is our local Grammy Award winner, and also was the champion at Winfield in fingerstyle guitar in 2006. And he and I get a big kick out of playing and singing together. So we do an annual concert here, and that'll be the second Saturday in January. Also, I'll be doing my Gordon Lightfoot show at the Alberta Rose. I played with Lightfoot in the 70s, opened for him a number of times. He was a good friend to me always. Talk a lot about him in my books. So this will be the 3rd tribute to him I've done at the Alberta Rose. I'll be joined by Doug, by my great bass player Donnie Wright, and some other fine musicians that will be doing a varied catalog of his songs. It's a lot of fun. The last 2 times we've done it, we've sold it out. It's going to be on what would have been his 88th birthday, November 17th. It's a Tuesday night, but you know, everybody who loves and knows Gordon Lightfoot's music is by and large old, and it doesn't matter if it's a weekend night or a weekday night. Anyway, Gord was a great, great help to me early on. I first opened for him when I was 19 years old in Toronto. He did a lot of very, very sweet and wonderful things for me, and I'll never forget his influence in my life and also his influence on the music that we listen to. I'm always amazed how many people are so touched still and who know his music catalog quite well. So that's on November 17th, and then I'll be back at Artichoke with Doug in January. This is a song, he never got to hear this song, but it's a song I've been doing for quite a while that I wrote. It's called Blue Roads, Red Wine. For Ken, who had the last red wine of the night, stole the last one. But anyway, just kind of a fun song here. Red wine and a rose-scented woman. That's all this old fool needs. Just a blue road. Red wine on a cold Wyoming morning and a few good books to read. In the shadow of Mount Rainier, a voice whispers soft and clear of the promise of a young man whose miles are gone too fast. As that mountain fades to blue, I wonder what became of you when my only heart's desire took me home to you at last. So give me that blue road, red wine, and a rose-scented woman. That's all this old fool needs, just a blue road, red wine on a cold Dakota morning and a few good books to read. Through the eyes of my only son, I remember 21, two-lane road so carefree, and my heart belonged to none. Never mind the busted cars, just my thumb would take me far, past abandoned routes and railroads where the wild deer still run. So give me that blue road, red wine, and a rose-scented woman. That's all this old fool needs, just a blue road, red wine on a cold Alaska morning and a few good books to read. Now the years have disappeared, like my taste for lager beer. I've borrowed to the limit to live the life I've had. From the bedrooms to the bars, tasting life from a mason jar, turning north towards old Montana when the weather gets too bad. So give me that blue road, red wine, and a rose-scented woman. That's all this old fool needs, just a blue road, red wine on a cold Nebraska morning and a few good books to read. Now give me that blue road, red wine, and a rose-scented woman. That's all this old fool needs, just a blue road, red wine on a cold Wyoming morning and a few good books to read. Thanks for listening.
Yeah.
Tommy.
I like D.
I do teach songwriting, and I don't do it as often as I used to, but because what I like to do is get with groups that are doing things like that. In fact, I've got one coming up with a songwriter soiree in November where I'll be teaching a couple of different ideas. I like presenting an idea about expanding songwriters' ideas about what they're doing. But one of the things I always teach is have heroes, learn their songs, and in that way you're learning those moves, like Gordon Lightfoot's moves, and he had a few of them. So.
He was a very educated musician. And
yes, he was.
And he was a very serious musician, too.
And hung around with a lot of great, serious musicians, too. So I have a lot of heroes. And actually, I introduced you to Johnny Mercer and Duke Ellington and Billy Strayhorn earlier on. Just a few of my heroes. So this song right here, and it also has a very singable chorus. Please join in. Some of you may already know it. But my hero that I'm emulating is still a very dear friend, man by the name of Jack Williams. And Jack and I go not as far back as Tom and I, but he showed up at Kerrville not too long after I saw you there.
Great songwriter, great personal.
Yes, great player.
Amazing. Yeah. A guy, traveled the road for decades and decades and decades in his van, and he never received the attention that he should have, and but always kept doing it. He's an inspiration.
Yeah. So, anyway. Sunset on the river, water's all aglow. Been sitting on this bank all day, watching it flow. I got a line out in the channel, I stopped fishing long ago. I'm just sitting, sipping whiskey real slow. Good whiskey, David. There's a gator on the surface, big old catfish in his mouth. As he takes it to the bottom, my heart is sinking south and drag me down where I don't want to go. Oh, how could she leave me so low? It's been a catfish morning, a catfish afternoon. Tonight there'll be a catfish moon. Take it away. Catfish moon, waltzing on the water. Catfish moon, lazy little daughter of the sun, who's always rolling around too soon. Dan Gillette.
Yay, Dan!
Comes that chorus again.
Yeah.
Catfish moon, waltzing on the water. Catfish moon, lazy little daughter of the sun, who's always rolling around too soon. Funny how my rambling brought me right back to the spot where the fishing and the whiskey and the wind were so damn hot, we'd take a boat out on the river, throw a blanket on the bow, and make love beneath the catfish moon. Last time. Catfish moon, waltzing on the water. Catfish moon, lazy little daughter of the sun, who's always rolling round too soon. It's been a catfish morning, a catfish afternoon. Tonight there'll be a catfish moon. Look at the moon tonight. It's about 3/4. I watch it every night that I can. Yeah, I'm a lunatic.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Well, I have to stand up here. Can I?
Uh-oh.
Can
We're
I
in
make,
trouble now.
Can I make that stand up? Do I know how to do this?
Yes.
Get to turn the thing. Turn the thing. I'm very technical.
Turn
the thing.
Turn the thing.
Turn the thing and.
We have a special guest tonight.
Bob Sterry, my tuttofari. Okay, yeah, we have a special guest. So I have brought to you tonight my alter ego because she's been sitting here listening to all this chatter, and she wants to come out too because we're from Italian from New Jersey, remember? So here she is. This is your Aunt Lena. She's always has her glasses. Hi, Tom. You never met her before, did you? Hi, sweetie pie. Oh, God. I see a smooch on your face coming up. She always wears her gloves. She always has her pocketbook. Now, let me see what else we have in here. Oh, something else you need to know about her? She always wears red lipstick because that's what you wear, right? And I notice out here people are pretty pale. I could share this red if anybody wants. There's no germs on red lipstick, just like the communion cup. It's germ-free. So if anybody wants to perk themselves up tonight, go home, a bit of bing, a bit of bang, you're going to have a good time with a little red. I just are going to tell you, right? Right, Tuttafani? If you say so, yeah. Then she always wears her gloves because a lady always wears her gloves. She has other items of clothing, but she did not bring them tonight because she didn't have the whole stage to herself all night, which is what she really prefers. And she always, of course, wears a hat because a lady always wears a hat. So here she is. Yeah. So, dolls, how are you? I'm your Aunt Lena. Yes, clap, clap, clap. Julie, yeah, clap, clap. Now, I just want to tell you, Tom, that Anne-Louise that was sitting here, she has a song called 300 Virgins at My School When Gordon Lightfoot Came. So another time I will sing you the rest of that little song about what happened at that girls' Catholic school when Gordon Lightfoot came. Anyway, that's just a little aside. Yeah, yeah. If I had another minute, I'd sing it for you, but I don't. So I'm going to tell you the story because I'm trying to be really cognizant of the time. All right, a story. Because storytelling brings the world together like music. So this story, you might know in a different way, but you're going to have to listen, okay? It's called Prinderella and the Sins. So are you with me?
Yes.
Good, because sometimes in Oregon here, people are a little slow, you know what I mean? Back east, we got it all together. But here, people are like, what are you talking about? Prinderella and the Sins. Here we go. Once upon a wine, there was a purty little baby, and when she was but a wee baby, the Fudgaries came and said when she tweached the wage of enty, she would, no, these were the Fadberries, sorry. The Fadberries came, not the Fudberries, the Fadberries, and they said when she tweached the wage of enty, she would frick her finger upon a dindle and spy. Oh, no, said the Fudberries. When she tweaches the wage of enty, she might frick her finger upon a dindle, But she will not spy. She will merely dawdle into a fleep seep. Nevertheless, her caddy the ding was vorly sexed, and ordered all the binning swills in the bingdom kerned. So Brinderella oogrup happily. One day she was pondering around the Wallace, and she saw a wuggly old itch spitting and sitting at the dindle. She heeched out her rand and fricked her pinger, and instantly slell into a fleep seep. And all the polgers in the slalla slell a peep too. And outside a horny thredge grew up. Pime tasked, and no one could penetrate the porns. Until, and actually, I think this is actually the story of Beeping Sleuthie, not Cinderella. Oh, just change the title of the story. It's Beeping Sleuthie. All right, back to the horny thredge. The horny thredge grew up, and nobody could penetrate the thorns. Until one day, lighting a wrong, came a hung and pransamience. With a futch of his tinger, the porn started, and he spied the povely lincess. When he list her upon the kips, she smoke up whiling. And so they were parried in the malice, and lived happily ever after, and that's the end of the story of Beeping Sleuthie. Dolls! Oh, God. Sometimes your brain just doesn't know where it's going. You can find more about me on my website, Anne-Louise, too, AnneLouiseSterry.com. Also, at According to Aunt Lena, if you do Instagram, I give a lot of wisdom and fun things there. And I wish I could talk about, like, all these people in the folk world. But I could talk about all the people in the mob that were in my family in New Jersey. So that will be for another time. It has a different flavor to it than the folk people, yeah. And next time I'll sing about Gordon Lightfoot and the Virgins. And thank you all so much. And thank you, Dan, for amazing thing. And you guys, and I'm pretending I'm the hostess now. I'm taking over. It was fabulous. You guys were awesome. Thank you for coming. And now I'll let Ken be the host.
Thank you, Aunt Lena.
Ciao, dolls. Ciao, 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 ciao.
So I love putting these rounds together. I love the variety, and I will hopefully let you watch out for the next one. I don't know exactly when it's going to be, but thank you for coming out, and make sure and get the brochures for the Portland Folk Music Society. Take 6, one for you and one for 5 of your best friends, and next time you come back here, bring 10 of your best friends.
Yeah.
Night. Thank you so much.